And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. Today is June 27th, 2025, and I'm your host, Saint Nick. Alrighty, well, today on the show, the NBA Draft, Day 2. We're done. We're over with. We're getting ready for free agency. But we got to break down what's happening in the draft because, once again, what we've been talking about this week and kind of last week, some teams just don't seem to want to win or know how to win or really seem like they know what they're doing in the front office. So we've got more examples of that, folks. In the NFL side, we've got some stories to talk about. Once again, we're going to get into that collusion, not collusion case a little bit more. Dive a little bit deeper into that. The Bengals, they signed their stadium extension, so they're not going to be homeless. We got the update on that. And we hear from Sam Darnold himself. We've been clowning him too much. Let's let him speak, and let's hear what he has to say. Let's see how he defends himself. So we've got all that today on the show, so let's just jump right in. And yep, here it is. Here we go. Let's start in the NBA, and this is great. The day after the NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors fired their vice chairman and president, Masai Ujiri. Pardon me if I got the name wrong. Pardon my French. But this is great. The Raptors will be good this year, right? You know, the vice chairman and the president, they had their hand on the draft, the future of the organization. You fire them the day after the draft? That's great. That makes a lot of sense here. Why would you not fire them before the draft? Have the new kind of regime draft. It's just so, it's astonishing. It's astonishing the optics of incompetence that is around Major League Sports, folks. It's really honestly crazy. You let this man be a part of the draft, the future, and then we fire him the very next day. Was there any planning? Was there any planning for this? Just like the New York Knicks. Is there any plan? Is there any plan in place, or are we just loosey-goosey out all the time? Hundreds of $1 million worth of teams. We're talking billions of dollars worth of teams. And everybody at the top is so loosey-goosey with everything. Yeah, we'll get rid of Tom Thibodeau, and obviously there's going to be a coach. Obviously we could get a coach. We could steal a coach. Obviously we're the Knicks. We can do whatever we want. Not really panning out for them. So we'll see who steps in and becomes the new president of the Raptors. We'll see. Just absolutely absurd. And, you know, with the Raptors, with their draft pick, they drafted somebody that doesn't want to be in Toronto. And no disrespect, I mean, I wouldn't want to change countries. If I spent my entire life in the United States playing basketball and then the one Canadian team drafts me, I'd be a little upset too. Visually upset here. Colin Murray shaking his head says fuck. Mouths the word fuck when he gets drafted to Toronto. So that's great. You just fired the president. Your draft pick, your first round draft pick doesn't want to be there. There's actually another video of his girlfriend also kind of being like, damn, we're going to Toronto. We don't want that. So, yeah, it's the NBA should be very good this year. A lot of parity should be in the NBA this year. The Raptors should be, woof, top tier team. Bet the Raptors, folks. What does Vegas have the odds for the Raptors to win the finals this season? Where are they? How deep are they? Here we go. They're plus 180,000. 18,000, pardon my French. There's actually a lot of teams worse than them in odds. We've got Grizzlies worse odds, Kings, Pelicans, Nets, obviously, Bulls, Blazers, Suns. Sheesh, man, oh man, Suns making all the big time moves. And they're like fourth least favorites to win. Wizards, Hornets, Jazz. So, The Raptors, folks, they're getting it done. They know ball up there north. Hey, Drake, why don't you take control of the team? I'm sure you can do a lot better. I want Drake to own the franchise, the Toronto Raptors. He'll get it done. 6. Okay, here we go. More potential incompetence here with Ace Bailey. He told the teams before the draft, do not draft me. I don't want to play for y'all. I don't want to be here. I'm not working out for y'all. Tried to control his own destiny, and that did not work because Utah still drafted him, and he still doesn't want to be there. We get Ace Bailey's agent decline to comment on his future in Utah. That's great. Once again, yes, great. The team drafted a player that doesn't want to be there, and I get he's probably good. Ace Bailey, shout out. He's probably the next Kobe Bryant, okay. But at the same time, if he doesn't want to be there, dragging his feet, probably shouldn't draft him. And I know these owners, these multi-billion-dollar owners can't let the players control where they go. No, it's a business. We control. We own these people. So can't get mad at Ace Bailey. I don't want to see anybody getting mad at Ace Bailey. This is his business decision to kind of hold out and play hardball. And I stand with Ace Bailey. Business is business from the top down. So can't get mad at the teams for drafting him and can't get mad at Ace Bailey for not wanting to be there. It's business on both ends, folks. Can't get mad. So we'll see if Ace Bailey decides to show up, decides to turn up in Utah, because so far it's not looking good. Ace Bailey didn't fly to Utah with Walter Clayton Jr., who was also drafted by the Jazz. And with that being said, I want to shout out Walter Clayton Jr. Give him a round of applause, folks. Absolutely great March Madness run with Florida. Played great. Clutch threes. I mean, I was going to watch like a 10-minute highlight clip on him on the show, but we don't got time for that. Maybe on the night show we'll gush. We'll gush about Walter Clayton at the night show. But shout out Walter Clayton. A lot of people are saying, oh, he's not going to work in the league. I disagree. He can shoot the three. He's 6'3". I know he's a little on the small side, but Kyrie Irving's 6'3", so spare me, okay? He can drain the three. He's not afraid. He can finish at the rim. I'm very excited to see Walter Clayton in the NBA, so shout out. But Ace Bailey says, you go, Walter. I'll see you down there. Yeah, but I'm taking the next flight down there. You go down there first. I'll meet you down there. So we'll see if he shows up. We get this by Brian Windhorst. Jazz aren't panicking yet. Not panicking on Ace Bailey yet. We get the quote. The Jazz were very excited to welcome him to Utah over the weekend, and that hasn't happened yet. So he did not go there. Their other first-round pick, Walter Clayton, flew to Utah on Thursday and is getting ready to go. We just said that. Ace Bailey did not, and there's been minimal contact with him and the team. There's not a crisis yet. What the Jazz are saying is he's not expected in Utah until the weekend, and really what he needs to do is be here by Monday when their training camp for Summer League begins. So they're not panicking. We'll keep an eye. We'll keep an update on Ace Bailey. Does he play for Utah? Does he show up? But if he's not there by Monday, then all right, we've got potential red flags, and he may really not play for the Jazz. So that's what you get when you drafted somebody that doesn't want to play there. Can't get mad that he didn't want to play there. He told y'all, I don't want to play here. I told y'all not to draft me. Brian Windhorst, we get here. Ace Bailey's reps told team in top 5 prior to draft not to pick him. Do not pick me. My representatives, my people. Because once again, this is business. So I have my people say it for me. My people call your people. Yes, that's business. Why are we getting mad at Ace Bailey for doing business things? He's a grown man. Business is the game. The NBA, the National Business Association, yes? So he tried to tell them. They didn't listen. That seems like bad business. Does that not seem like bad business? If you were interviewing somebody for your job and they said, yes, do not hire me, I do not want to work for you, I will not work for you, and then you hire them, are we getting mad at the employee? No, he told y'all straight up. Yes, I know I sent you my application and all that, but I don't want to be here. I'm telling you to your face in the interview right now, I do not want to work for you. And they still drafted him. They said, we don't care. We like you. So, business, folks. Business and incompetency. I mean, that's what we're seeing here in the NBA. So, we'll keep track of Ace Bailey and the Jazz and all these other teams that are drafting players that don't want to be there or firing front office people after the draft after they've helped decide the future of the franchise. All right. It seems like maybe we should bet the Thunder. Maybe we should bet the Thunder to win it all at the not good value of plus 225. All these other teams, they don't know what they're doing. All right. Final thing here to touch upon, and I love this. The Suns, who we kind of knew, they drafted a lot of centers here. They got a lot of more centers. So they let one go, and I like this. The Suns will not be re-signing Bol Bol. After 2 years in Phoenix, Bol Bol enters unrestricted free agency with interest expected on the veterans minimum market. And yes, Bol Bol, I don't understand what's going on with him. This man can ball in the NBA. Once again, incompetence. Do I have to shout incompetence here in the NBA again? Bol Bol is top tier player in this league. He's definitely in the starting five. And at worst case scenario, he should be getting 20 minutes off the bench every single night. And what has he been getting? None of that. He's been getting slapped around. Nobody wants to sign him. Nobody wants him to play. But everybody gushes over Victor Wembanyama. Everyone gushes over Victor Wembanyama. Look, Bobo's 7'2" and can move just like Kevin Durant and Victor Wembanyama. But he doesn't get the praise. Now, the alleged reason is that Bol Bol doesn't have the best attitude. Okay, we don't love that. We preach leadership. We love leadership over here at Takes by Fans. It's the number one thing over here, leadership. And Bol Bol may not have the best skill at that. So we got to probably clean that up. But as just a baller, a hooper, the man can play. So it's going to be interesting on what teams decide to go for him. Is there anybody that knows ball still in the league? Because if you're a title contender, you pick up the phone and call him right now. I don't care if you're not going to make him your starting center or power forward at the 4 or the 5. I don't care. But if he's not playing 20 minutes on a roster here for a championship contending team, nobody knows ball in the league, folks. That's all we'll know. So the Bol Bol test. Do you know ball or not? We'll see what teams try to call, because I guarantee Brad Stevens is on the phone. The Lakers should probably be on the phone. We need a big. It's Bol Bol. That's it. Bink, get him. Sign him. Yeah. So we'll see who goes after Bol Bol. That will tell us all we need to know. Does the team know ball? Alrighty, that is all the NBA that we had to cover for today. We'll see. Once again, we got kind of free agency starting in the next few days, and that's where it's supposed to get interesting, according to Shams. So we'll see. Will the fireworks truly start to pop? Because after the Kevin Durant news, everything's kind of sizzled down. Even though Shams said, "Hey, this is gonna be it's gonna be a lit summer out here for y'all. Y'all better stay tuned." Haven't really gotten too much of that yet, so we'll see. Alrighty, let's shift gears to the NFL, and we got to start with this. And I'm begging, if you're a running back in the NFL, I need y'all to listen up right now. I need your attention, undivided. Running backs, listen and listen up. The official NFL Twitter account posted that they're doing their NFL Top 100. The top 100 current players in the NFL voted on, I believe, by the NFL players. I need all the running backs to put only running backs on this list. They're asking these players to fill out the top 20 current players. This is not about career retrospective. but a celebration of the best in the NFL right now. Right now, this season, right now, what we've got right now. Who's the best top 20, top 100 NFL players in the league right now? We need running backs to band together. Only put running backs on this list. It's not that hard. We can name 20. They only ask for 20. They're not asking you to put 100, even though it is the top 100. They're going to use the top 20 list to figure out the top 100. So, 20 running backs. Can we do it real quick? Saquon, in no order. I'm not trying to order out here. I'm just rattling them off, so settle down. All running backs are equal, all right? Oh, they're all great. They're all tier 1 A1s. Settle down. But real quick, if you don't know Takes by Fans, the two things that we do stand for over here is leadership and running backs, okay? So this is why we make a big stink of running backs. We stand for running backs. All of our movements, we've gotten them paid. We've gotten them more money. Let me digress. So, 20 running backs. Fill them out. Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Kyren Williams, Devon Achane, Travis Etienne, Brian Robinson Jr., James Cook. James Cook. Let's make sure that's on the list. Yes, James Cook. Let's make sure he's prioritized on this list. That's all I'll say. Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, Derek Stingley Jr., Javonte Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Ramondre Stevenson, Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Walker, Josh Jacobs, and I'll throw Tony Pollard in there. There's 20. It's not that hard to name top 20 great running backs in the league right now. I just did it. And those weren't even the premier 20. Tyrone Tracy Jr. I forgot to mention him. Put him in there. Bucky Irving. We can keep going. Chuba Hubbard. Bo Scatabo. So, I need all the running backs to fill out this list with only running backs. So more running backs are in the top 100 and kind of more towards the top 20. So y'all can get paid. I'm doing this for y'all. See, I get no love and respect out here, folks. I truly don't. I'm not here to make money for myself. No. I run the Discord. I do a daily $100 bet and I give away the winnings. We've given over $1,000 away this month. This month alone. I stand for the running backs, and I got Saquon Barkley paid more money. I got the running backs paid more money. It's always me giving out the money to people, and then I get slapped in the face for it. You see what happens? Business hates giving away money. Nobody wants you to have money, folks. You got to get that through your head. Nobody wants anybody to have any money. The two biggest lessons. Nobody wants anybody to have any money, and nothing matters. Those are the two most important life lessons you'll ever hear. Two things we stand for are running backs and leadership. And the two most valuable life lessons you need to learn sooner rather than later. Nobody wants anybody to have money, and nothing matters. Those are kind of the four. Those are the four key principles of Takes by Fans, folks, okay? So, Tight End University, all the tight ends band together. The tight end market is booming. Booming. We need to get that running back market back booming. Saquon Barkley leading by example, and we love Saquon. Just won a Super Bowl almost single-handedly. But then he signed a little bit of a lowball deal. He signed a little lowball deal after that. But it's okay. We get it. We understand, but really wish he got 30. If we had Saquon at $30 million a year, we could transform this entire market overnight. Oh, I'll tell you. It's perfect. $30 million for the top tier A1 tier ones, which is a lot of running backs. But then we can do a 25 tier, a 22.5, a 20, 21. Let's get that 21. But I really don't want to see running backs like if you're cream, like I'm telling you, if you're good, and we know there's a lot of good running backs. I just rattled off 20 plus. But I really don't want to see running back contracts under $20 million a year, honestly. So Saquon kind of jammed us up a little bit, but we'll break through, and we'll break through with this list right here. Now, what's already good, we've already got a nice running start here, because in the comments of this post, and even somebody posted a poll out here, who should be considered the top player right now? Well, we already got Saquon Barkley in the mix here, so we're already good. We're already starting good. But we got to finish it. We really got to finish it and drive it home. More running backs here in the top 20. Now, I am going to vote for Saquon Barkley on this poll. The top 4 options: Saquon Barkley, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Now, Josh Allen is a running back, so we got actually 2 on this list. Zing. So let me vote for Saquon Barkley. Who else agrees? Oh, yes. Oh, running back. Yes. Oh, we're turning the corner here. If Saquon Barkley is voted the best player in the NFL right now, oh, folks, running backs, open those wallets, baby, because we're coming for the bag. We're coming for the bag. I love it. So everybody agrees Saquon Barkley is the best player in the NFL. A running back. Who would have thought? Who could have thought alone the old running back that gets paid in stale bread is the best in the NFL. I love it. I love it. And a lot of people agree in the comments. I see a lot of Saquon Barkley being mentioned. So this is great. Top 100 players, and they all better be running backs. Get ready, folks. I can't wait for this to be unveiled. The NFL Top 100 returns Monday, June 30th, and episodes will debut weekdays at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. So we'll update it, and we'll count it down. Can't wait for that number 1 to be a running back. Get your votes in. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Other news in the NFL, and this is good. We got to shout them out. Applause. Clap it up here, folks. The Buccaneers have signed head coach Todd Bowles and general manager Jason Litch to multi-year contract extensions, and I think really deservedly so. Todd Bowles has done a very, very good job of keeping this team where it was after Tom Brady left, after that Super Bowl win, after they, kicked Bruce Arians out from the head coach to the front office, and now nobody ever hears from him. So big time shout out to Todd Bowles of keeping the Bucs relevant. I mean, they keep winning the division. Obviously, we have to give a lot of credit to Baker Mayfield still, and really just his whole crew. But keeping this team at the top, not a big downfall after Tom Brady left. Now, obviously, the playoffs and the championships, obviously, those have dried up a little bit, playoff wins and championships. But regular season, they're winning the division. A lot of people are gushing. I've seen some articles and some people really say that this Bucs team has like the best wide receiver core. I think I heavily disagree, but I've seen more than a few people say it, and it kind of blows my mind. Let's quickly take a look. Obviously, the running back, we love the running back room. Bucky Irving, Rashad White, get them both in the top 100. But the wide receivers, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Emeka Egbuka, Jalen McMillan, Sterling Shepard, Trey Palmer. You got Cade Otton at the tight end. So I don't necessarily agree that this is a great receiving room. It's good, don't get me wrong. But I don't know. It's not cream of the crop. It's not better. I don't know if it's better than the Vikings and the Dolphins and the Bengals. So, I don't know. But shout out to Todd Bowles. Definitely deserves it. And we'll see if this Bucs team can keep winning the division. Obviously, this year it's going to be a true test because they finally have somebody competent to compete with them in the Falcons. Falcons were competing with them, and then Kirk Cousins decided to play like Sam Darnold and couldn't win a game at the end of the season to save his life. So they beefed the division. Bucs ended up winning, but now we've got Michael Penix Jr. officially taking over. A lot of gushing coming out from that side over in Atlanta. So we'll see if Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles can keep running through that division. Quickly, the value for that NFC South. Bucks are the favorites at minus 110 still. We get Falcons at plus 250. I think that's really where the great value is. A lot of great talent on that Falcons team. Is Michael Penix Jr. truly him? I believe so. And if Raheem Morris can keep this defense for the Falcons up to tip-top shape, obviously we've got a really good team here. So Falcons plus 250, very good value, very good value. I'd probably stay away from Bucks winning the division. If it was at plus, you give me plus 150, plus 175, a plus 225. Ooh, I gush over it. But not at minus 110, not at minus 110. So I think Falcons is probably the value in that division. But still, shout out Todd Bowles. All righty, let's keep moving here. Ooh, not good, not good. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. He was once regarded as the greatest kicker of all time. And then last year happened, and he looked real bad, and we were all scratching our heads. What the heck is up with Justin Tucker? This man cannot hit a field goal to save his life. We've never seen that. Well, it turns out he was worried about something coming to light. He had the yips, if you will. Justin Tucker, a lot of massage parlors saying, hey, you're not allowed in here anymore. And that's never a good sign. We've kind of seen that a little bit with Deshaun Watson. Allegedly still here with Justin Tucker. But we know the Ravens ended up cutting him. And now it's pretty much over for him. Because the free agent, Justin Tucker, is officially suspended 10 weeks by the NFL. We get the official report saying, quote, free agent Justin Tucker is suspended without pay, for the first 10 weeks of the 2025 regular season for violations of the NFL personal conduct policy. Tucker's suspension will take effect on roster cutdown day, August 26th, and he will be eligible for reinstatement on Tuesday, November 11th. As with any free agent, Tucker may serve his suspension while not being under contract with a club. Tucker remains free to try out and sign with the club. If he is signed during the offseason, he may attend training camp and participate in preseason games, but he will still be suspended the first 10 weeks of this season. So, if any team picks him up, I don't know if they will. We'll see. Obviously, he's still going through the judicial process. So once again, everything allegedly over here, but it doesn't look good. The evidence, we got tweets going back, years saying like literally some spa tweets out years ago, Justin Tucker's no longer allowed here. And obviously he got no story, got no press then because we obviously wouldn't even think about that. So it's not good looking out for Justin Tucker, but he does maintain his innocence. He sends out this statement. His representative says, quote, we are disappointed with the NFL's decision. Justin has always strived to carry himself in a way that would make his family and community proud. Okay. He stands by his previous statements, claiming his innocence. In order to put this difficult episode behind him and get back on the field as soon as possible, we have advised Justin to accept this resolution and close this matter. The people who know Justin best know his character and understand that while he remains fully committed to excellence as a football player, he is deeply dedicated to his most important lifetime role as a father, husband, and friend. So he's still saying I did nothing wrong, but he has been advised, hey, let's just accept this and move on, okay? Let's stop fighting this. All right, Justin, we all know you're innocent. Hey, Justin, we all know you're innocent. Hey, champ, you're innocent. We know you're innocent. But let's just move on here, yeah? Let's not fight this anymore, okay? You're innocent. We know you're innocent. We're not going to fight it anymore, though, okay? We're advising you not to fight this anymore and just let it go, yes? All right. You good? You're innocent, pal. Hey, pal. In my eyes, you're innocent, baby. All right? It's just so always funny with these. Once again, potentially innocent, so we're not saying anything. But it's always just so funny. The people who know Justin best, he would never do anything like this. Are you crazy? But they do. They always do. All right, we got to move on. I'm going to get myself in trouble here. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let's move on. I can't. I want to, folks. I really do. But I can't go there. I should go there. Ooh, I should, shouldn't I, Zach? I said too much. Shout out to Zach, folks. Shout out. All right, here we go. Move on. All right, here we go. We said it at the top of the show. We clowned them a little bit, so we got to give them their respect now. The Bengals EVP, Katie Blackburn, they celebrate their tentative deal. Their stadium deal, keeping them in Cincinnati. Quote, we are proud to call Paycor Stadium our home and to keep our future here in Cincinnati where it belongs. All right. We were getting a little nervous with the Bengals that, once again, not a lot of people knowing what's going on in the front office upstairs. You know, they kind of were waiting till the last minute to sign this deal to keep them in Cincinnati, but they do come to a conclusion here, an agreement. The Cincinnati Bengals and local officials have reached a tentative deal to make $470 million in renovations to the stadium and keep them there for the next 11 years. All righty. So, Cincinnati, you're keeping the team you love, and now hopefully Joe Burrow can deliver y'all a Super Bowl trophy. Yes, y'all were very close, but Aaron Donald said, no cigar. That's my cigar. Thank you very much. So, Bengals saying in Cincinnati, the front office finally woke up. Now, if they could finally wake up and start signing some defensive players, now we got ourselves a team here. And if I was a stadium, I would put a stipulation. I would put some sort of stipulation clause in our contract. Hey. We're not keeping you here if the defense is shit. If that defense is still shit like last year, we're kicking you out. We're going to evict you. We have a yearly review where we can evict you if this defense is still shit. So get it figured out. Not going to have this garbage defense in my stadium every week. No. No, not at Paycor Stadium. We believe in defense. So, they got it done. Okay, let's keep moving on here. And I want to read this article a little bit here. Everything is, and this is just what's so annoying. This is what's just so annoying in today's society. We're going to start talking about society out here, folks, so gear up. But it's just always so annoying. It's always been like this. It's always, once again, folks, nothing ever matters. Nothing matters anymore, folks. Okay. But it's just always so annoying. We get evidence that kind of proves some potential wrongdoing, and we still don't know, is this right? Is this true? Because everybody barks on both sides. Everybody maintains their Justin Tucker innocence until the end. So here we go. Let's just get into this. We're talking about the collusion article. We've got people in the media not talking about it. They're saying it's no big deal. They're saying that there wasn't collusion, but there wasn't in the language officially. There's no smoking gun, but there kind of is, but it's really not. We got Doug Gottlieb! Doug Gottlieb! Doug Gottlieb, the biggest joke ever. I'm sorry. This man takes a head coaching basketball job at a college and then still does a sports show every day and leaves his team to hang and the team is trash, but he talks about sports and all this. This man's a joke. I'm sorry. Doug. Absolute trash. We get Doug Gottlieb saying this whole report is exhausting and that Pablo Torre is being disingenuous with this report, that it's a whole bunch of nothing. Doug Gottlieb, the expertise of disingenuous. I don't even know what the correct term would be, but Doug Gottlieb is the leading expert on disingenuous behavior, folks. Okay, Doug Gottlieb, this clown. How about you focus on your basketball team that won 4 games? I don't even know if they won 4 games this year. 4 games, you're getting blown out every single game, and your answer is to knock other reporters, other journalists. What a clown. No, I gotta get it up now. Doug Gottlieb. Coaching. Who's he coach? Head coach. Let me see your team. University of Wisconsin, Green Bay. How many wins did they have last year? University of Wisconsin, Green Bay. Couple of names in that school, so you know they're good. University of Green Bay. What was it? University of Green Bay, Wisconsin? Wisconsin, Green Bay. Men's basketball team. What'd y'all do? 2024 record under Doug Gottlieb. See a lot of losses here. Overall, 18. They were 18-14. Is this right? Or is this the year after? I don't think they got 18 wins. I think I put the wrong year. 24-25 season. Here we go, 4-28. I knew it wasn't 18-14. Nice try, Doug. 4-28. 3-11 at home. Can't protect your home floor, Doug. But yes, the collusion report is disingenuous. Okay. How about you? You don't know nothing. You don't know basketball. Why are you talking? You don't know college basketball. Let me digress. I know y'all probably say, well, what do you know? I'm a fan. I'm not claiming I know. Well, I do claim I know a lot. I am a fan. You give me an NFL team, I turn it around. I won't do the Doug Gottlieb on it. I'll tell you that. I won't take a program that just went 18-14 and then turn it around to a 4-28. I would never do that. I can guarantee that. But let's get back to this article here. Let's get into the article once again. Everything is so yes or no. There's nobody ever accepts responsibility out here, folks. Okay. If people would just accept responsibility, we could all move on. But they don't. It's business. It's business to not accept accountability, folks. It would hurt my business. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right, let's go. Oh, man, I really... I got to keep it in, folks. I got to keep it in. We got to keep moving. All right, here we go. So let's just talk about this article, because once again, nobody's covering it in the mainstream media. We've covered it here a little bit, but overall, the kind of opening statements of this article kind of explained it pretty solid. So here we go. For many, the news that the NFL was caught with its hand in the collusion cookie jar, despite the nonsensical collusion that the teams didn't follow the encouragement directive to conclude. So once again, the language in the report kind of says, yes, they colluded, but there's no real evidence that they colluded. So it's real yes and no, even in the report, which is once again why everybody in the media doesn't know what to say about the story. Everybody tried for the story not to come out, but here we are, and there's no collusion. So once again, it's all over the place. But I do believe there is collusion, and we'll talk about why and what the evidence is. But here we go. Many assume that teams coordinate collude routinely. Many assume it's perfectly fine to do so. They assume that the franchises are part of a broader business, that the NFL is one large company with 32 branches that the league office controls. But that is not the case, folks. That's not true. The American Needle case, decided by the U.S. Supreme Court in 2010, found that the NFL isn't a single entity, but 32 independent businesses, which means that any coordination or collusion among those businesses amounts to a violation of antitrust laws. So we've already established, folks, in the court precedent. The NFL is 32 different businesses. Each team, each franchise is quote unquote a business. And we know that the role of Roger Goodell is the overseer of all these businesses. Continuing on here with the article. So how can the NFL have a salary cap and a draft and limitations on player movement like the franchise tag by participating in a, quote, multi-employer bargaining unit? The NFL's team have secured a limited antitrust exemption that allows them to make common rules regarding the 32-team player workforce. The common rules appear in a collective bargaining agreement, and the CBA expressly prohibits collusion as to the things the independent businesses are authorized to do within the confines of the CBA's rules. So, overall, they're independent. They're independent. And we've seen the text messages back and forth between team owners saying, hey, nice job on that signing. Nice job on that signing. And really this entire thing stems from a 2022 kind of directive to try to limit fully guaranteed contracts for veterans. We get this was also in the article, or in the court documents. Russell Wilson was kind of part of this. We've heard Lamar Jackson was kind of the most notable name that was in this case. Also Russell Wilson. So here we go. We get this in an article. Plenty of evidence comes from the negotiations between the Broncos and quarterback Russell Wilson, the evidence of collusion between teams. Wilson testified early in his discussion with the Broncos, he requested a 7-year, fully guaranteed contract that would pay around $50 million a year. Wilson said the Broncos, quote unquote, didn't blink at that offer. So keep that in mind. 7-year, fully guaranteed, and the Broncos didn't blink at the offer. The trade that sent Wilson to Denver became official on March 16th, 2022. In the following days, something changed. Quote, on Wilson's testimony, I would say shortly after the trade, maybe within the next 10 days or so, they started getting cold feet on this fully guaranteed thing. Now that's where the collusion comes in. Coincidentally or not, the NFL Management Council, with the blessing of the commissioner, encouraged the 32 NFL clubs to reduce guarantees in veterans' contracts at the March 22nd annual owners meeting. Now, this was concluded in the report. The NFL Management Council, with the blessing of the commissioner, the blessing, Roger Goodell blessing it, giving his blessing. Yes, hey, let's all try to reduce these fully guarantees. Yes? That was the official conclusion in the lawsuit. The encouragement happened on March 28th, only 12 days after the Wilson trade was announced. So they go along and continue on in the article. Is it really a surprise then that the Broncos backpedaled? The backpedaling continued through August when the team was sold to the Walter Penner Group. After the sale became final, a deal with Wilson was pursued. The Broncos, despite Wilson's testimony that the team, quote unquote, didn't blank at the prospect of a fully guaranteed deal took the position that a fully guaranteed contract like Deshaun Watson was, quote unquote, a non-starter. During the talks, Broncos owner Greg Penner told other team members of the Denver ownership group that, quote, that's nothing in here that other owners will consider off-market. Later, Penner told his partners that GM George Patton, quote, feels very good about it for us as a franchise and the benchmark it sets versus Watson for the rest of the league. These are the comments that are going on behind the scenes with the owners, with other owners. But this isn't collusion? Hey, we feel very good that it sets this benchmark because we know the Deshaun Watson contract really screwed everything up, fully guaranteed. So after that point, Roger Goodell, let me get the exact wordage here. Let me get the real wordage here. Roger Goodell, with the blessing of the commissioner, encouraged to reduce fully guarantees Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, because of the Deshaun Watson. And we've got these GMs and owners saying, we feel very good about it for us as a franchise and the benchmark it sets for the rest of the league. Why do you care about the rest of the league? I thought this is supposed to be independent business, independent competition. Why do we feel good if our enemies, our rivals, why are we feeling good if we set a benchmark so now our rivals can do the same thing? They don't have to pay their full and guaranteed, so they can spread the money away. Wouldn't you want, if this was truly about competition and rivalry and independent business, wouldn't you want to pay your quarterback fully guaranteed money? So then everybody else would have to do the same thing from here on out, potentially sinking them. Could you imagine signing Sam Darnold to a fully guaranteed contract? I would love that. If I was, somebody in the NFC North or just another 31 team, because the Seahawks are, I think I had the wrong division there, but y'all get what I say. NFC West now. But I would be like, oh yeah, I paid my quarterback because he's good and I just gave him fully guaranteed money. So now my good quarterback is taken care of. And I also set the precedent, hey, we pay our quarterbacks fully guaranteed money. So now around the league, everyone's going to have to do the same thing. Even with trash quarterbacks, because maybe there's no other quarterback to be had at the time. So we have to sign him and we have to give him fully guaranteed money because we have to have a quarterback here. So we've got ruling of collusion. We've got these explicit texts and messages back and forth saying, hey, well done signing your quarterback to lower money. So now that's going to help us. That's literal collusion right there. It's not, written right out like I am colluding. That's why I didn't sign them to this money because I want you to be able to make more money and not sign this quarterback to all this money. Obviously, nothing's ever going to be spelled out like that, ever, in anything. But the way that they're talking, they're implying the collusion. And that's what's in the report at the end. It's like, yes, they had the collusion. They just told us that in the report. Roger Goodell encouraged with the blessing. But then they also say, well, it's not really collusion because they're not really saying that they're colluding. They're alluding to it a little bit, but there's really nobody saying, hey, we're colluding here. At least that's what I've gathered from all these articles, from all these reports, digging into the actual the case filing, the case report. So that's kind of how I see it, how it's going on. And it's just real fishy that nobody's really talking about this in the national media. If this is such a non-story, why are they avoiding it so much? Why is the NFLPA, I mean, both sides here, the NFL and the NFLPA are not having this come out? It took Pablo Torre to be able to kind of uncover it and to get the documents and all that. And then we get Doug Gottlieb chiming in. Hey, this is disingenuous. Okay, Doug, You know a lot, Doug. You know how to go 4-28, 4-24, whatever it is, that trash record. How about you focus a little bit more time on the game planning, recruiting, scheming? How about that? Instead of breathing down Pablo Torre's neck. Get back in the gym, Doug. So, but really, if you think, okay, they're not colluding, if you think there is colluding, who cares? The real eye-opening here is how they talk behind the scenes. Because we kind of assume this. We understand this. It's business, blah, 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 blah. So we all kind of knew that this was, pretty much going on. But the fact that we have the evidence now, the fact that we have kind of the behind-the-curtain look, how they talk with each other, how they communicate, the wordage they use, that's really the more important, I think, of the story. Whether you believe in the collusion or not, whatever. We get how they actually talk. These owners, these general managers, how they actually talk, how they actually feel about the business, how they actually feel about the players, how they actually look at the players. It's all about saving money. It's not about winning. It's about helping out the other 32 owners so they can all get rich, and then in turn I can get rich. They're all working together just to get rich. It's not about winning, folks. Everything that we've seen in the NFL and the NBA, nothing really seems to be about winning. There may be a few teams, few small teams. I would say probably like 30% maybe of the league is trying to win, acting like they're trying to win, showing that they're trying to win. There's definitely another 30% that absolutely seem no interest in winning. Winning doesn't make them money, so who cares? So it's just it's just unfortunate. It's frustrating as a fan, as a lover of the sport, as a lover of competition, that the highest level, this is how it's operating. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating on my end. I don't know if y'all are frustrated by it, but all I care about is great competition. That's all I want to see. Y'all advertise the national leagues, the football league, the NBA, the NHL, the MLB. These are the highest levels of competition. There's no other league higher than this with better players and better competition. These are the top tier leagues, and they don't care about winning. That's what's frustrating to me. All right. Well, let's keep moving on here because there are people that do try to win. There are some people that do try to win, and one of them is Kevin O'Connell. Shout him out. An offensive genius. We get this chart right here. Completions and touchdowns on throws of 20-plus yards down the field during the 23-24 NFL season. Now, the complete outlier is the Minnesota Vikings. And we know it's not the quarterback, Sam Darnold. We know it's not him having this turnaround. There's two reasons for them having more completions and touchdowns on 20-plus yards thrown down the field than any team even close in the NFL. They've got about 68 completions of 20-plus yards down the field. The next highest is 60. The next highest after that is about 55. And the Vikings have about 18 touchdowns of 20-plus yards down the field. The next highest is 16 with the Eagles. The next highest is like 15 with the Saints and the Bucks. Then 14 with the Lions and the Browns. Then 13 with the Dolphins. Fins up, folks. Watch out for our team this year. I know everyone's writing us off. That's fine. But we will be great this year. So this is our year. This is our team. We bleed teal. Y'all know me. But the Vikings, so much better. Now, it's not because of Sam Darnold. We all know that. Now, they've got great weapons. J.J. Jetts. Jordan Addison. They've got their tight end. But really, it's the coach. It's the offensive mind. It's Kevin O'Connell that really deserves a bulk of the credit here. And why, whether J.J. McCarthy, whether you think he's good or bad, it probably is not going to matter in the long haul. All he has to be here is a game manager, and he did that at Michigan. I think he can definitely do it here with great offensive guru mind, Kevin O'Connell. So I know we've been trying to get good looks on J.J. McCarthy. We've been having trouble finding footage on him from training camp and footage of like people gushing over him. We've heard reports that he's struggling a little bit. We haven't gotten anything concrete about the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy. But really, at the end of the day, they got Kevin O'Connell, so I don't think it matters. And when we look at the value for winning the division, the NFC North, Lions the favorites at plus 140, Packers second favorites at plus 260, the Vikings at plus 400? I mean, this is great value, folks, and I may have to hit the button. Last call. Last call for value. Last call for value. I mean, take the offense out of it here with the Vikings. The defense is great. Defense is great. Brian Flores, one of the best defensive minds in the game. They got playmakers and dogs all over that defensive side of the ball. Then we see the Lions are losing a lot of pieces. Will that impact them? A lot of people are saying it's overblown, but we'll see. We got the Packers, Jordan Love. There was that article. There were some discussions. Did he take a step back from, 2 years ago to the last year? Maybe. They're still trying to find their number one wide receiver, even though, they've got a lot of talent on their team. It's just like nobody's that number one. Nobody's really emerging as the number one. And then the Bears, that's an up-and-coming team. They're at plus 425. But just this overall value for the Vikings, it's honestly incredible. I mean, plus 400. I think this division is definitely wide open, and they may be able to do the same exact thing that they were able to do last year, and maybe even better. I mean, at minimum, J.J. McCarthy is Sam Darnold. I don't think there's any way that J.J. McCarthy, at minimum, is worse than Sam Darnold. So, watch out for this Vikings team. It's not all, we really have to start giving more credit to front offices and good coaching. Obviously, in just the last 5 years alone, the Eagles, the great general manager, great front office over there, drafting well, building around Jalen Hurts very, very well, paying everybody, keeping them happy, hiring Big Dom to keep the big personalities in check. Fantastic work. Fantastic work by the Eagles front office. We've got Andy Reid, a great offensive-minded head coach that was able to take a young Patrick Mahomes and turn him into a Tom Brady year 1, 2, and still to this day. The defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, I shout him out all the time, and now I'm blanking on him. But absolutely fantastic. Beefed it in the Super Bowl a little bit, but I digress. But great coaches, great general managers. Yes, you still need a game manager at quarterback. You're always going to need that. But it's not only about the quarterbacks anymore. It was kind of like that around 2004, 2014. I'm trying to coin it, but it usually was like a quarterback league. An on-field general league where we saw Tom Brady and Big Ben and Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees and I'm sure I'm missing Aaron Rodgers, sheesh, where they're all kind of manipulating at the line of scrimmage. A lot of pre-snap going on. Now, ever since kind of like 2016 to now, I feel like it's a coordinator league. Coordinator is scheming up the plays, the best play possible. You go out there and you run the play. We're setting things up. Coordinators are getting kind of the bigger head. They want the credit. This is my offense. And we see that kind of creeping into the head coaching. Offensive coordinators wanting to kind of get their claws in the head coaching. We get Mike McDaniel, offensive guy, now the head coach of the Dolphins. Kyle Shanahan, offensive guy, now head coach. I think he takes a lot of with Kyle Shanahan, it's probably, I did it with the Mr. Irrelevant, 7th round quarterback. I was able to scheme our way to the Super Bowl. Nobody gives ever any credit to Brock Purdy. It was Kyle Shanahan, carrying this whole team here. So I think we've seen really a shift in kind of how the game is going, shifting more towards offensive-minded and more towards just kind of coordinator running the schemes. Obviously, still quarterbacks are changing at the line of scrimmage still, obviously. I'm not saying nobody's doing that, but I just feel like it's more coordinator-driven than quarterback-driven in the early 2000s. So, Kevin O'Connell. Shout out. Watch out for this Vikings team. Even though they don't got Sam Darnold, they're probably still going to be good. Even if J.J. McCarthy isn't great, they're probably still going to be good offensively because of Kevin O'Connell. All right, well, let's finish up here because I have knocked Sam Darnold, and we have been knocking Sam Darnold. Let's hear from him. Let's have him defend himself. This article was from 5 days ago. I've been meaning to get to it. I've been pushing it off. We've had other stories to talk about. But let me give Sam Darnold a chance to talk. Win me over. What do you got? We get Sam Darnold, our Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold aims to prove himself again after laying an egg in the final game with the Vikings. Final games with the Vikings. Make sure we get that plural in there. It wasn't just the last game. Last 2 games. Big egg. Big egg. I mean, you just laid an entire dozen eggs there. I mean, you're looking like the queen hen. Queen hen in the hen house there, Sam. A lot of eggs coming out of that back end the last 2 games. Farmer thought he was a millionaire. Farmer goes into Sam Darnold's coop. Oh, my God. Is that a full dozen? Oh, my God. It's a baker's dozen. There's a 13th egg in there. Oh, man, he was licking his chops. He was like, I'm going to make a fortune off this chicken. Look at all these eggs coming out of him. He won't stop laying eggs. Sam Darnold, the hen, will not stop laying eggs. Look at him shoot out of them. All right, here we go. Let's digress. Here we go. The 28-year-old veteran quarterback is geared up to prove himself once again, not only because of the expectations he set to face in Seattle, but based on how his lone season with the Vikings ended, saying, quote, for lack of better term, we laid an egg on offense. You laid the egg. Don't put that on Kevin O'Connell. I don't want to hear that. You're not putting any eggs. You're not putting any eggs in Kevin O'Connell's cage. I'll tell you that. No. They had to slaughter. They had to slaughter the Kevin O'Connell hen. Wasn't laying any eggs. Just had to use them for that. I was going to say plumpy, juicy breast meat, but folks, let's digress. Kevin O'Connell's not laying any eggs, okay? For the lack of better term, we laid an egg on offense, Sam Darnold said. And I think for me personally, that sucks. Yes, it should suck. I mean, golly, you ruined your chance. You ruined your one and only lone chance to come back from seeing ghosts. You laid an egg. From seeing ghosts to laying eggs, the Sam Darnold story. I'm going to have AI write that story, that short story for us tomorrow. Be ready for it. And I think for me personally, that sucks. I felt like we were a really good team. Yes, y'all were a really good team because of the great big brain of Kevin O'Connell. That's why you came in eggs a-blazing. Let him down. I felt like we were a really good team. But at the end of the day, and this is going to sound a little pessimistic, but when I get to the end of it and you don't win the whole thing, you failed. Yeah, Sam. Welcome to every other quarterback's pressure for the entire season. This is how you know Sam Darnold is so unserious, about winning and being competitive. Sam Darnold said, I know this may sound a little pessimistic, but when you get to the end of it and you don't win the whole thing, you failed. No, duh. Do you think Lamar Jackson's getting any passes because he had a great regular season? Are you crazy, Sam? You're 28 years old, and you're 28 years old. Multiple years in the league, and now is finally clicking. Hey, if you don't win the whole thing, you failed. Of course. Every other quarterback has been living up to that standard, except for you because you aren't good. We won't hold you to that standard because you can't even win games in the regular season. Oh, I tried to give this man the benefit of the doubt, but he's talking crazy. Quote, I feel like I could have played way better. Yes. Nobody's doubting this, Sam. I feel like I could have played way better, to be completely honest with you. What world is this man living in? Does he think he's going to get flowers for saying the complete obvious? Sam, I mean, this is nuts for you to say. I feel like I could have played way better, to be completely honest with you. Yes, you could have. You mean you could have put up more than 9 points and 50% completion percentage? Really, Sam? Really? You think you can do better than that? Wow. What a high bar you have for yourself, Sam. Oh, man, I didn't think this was going to turn into me more bashing Sam Darnold, but here we are. I feel I didn't play up to my... Oh, my gosh. We got to stop. I can't go on with this. We can't. This is going to be the last line. I'm done. We cannot go any further. He's too delusional. Too delusional to keep on reading. Where was it? Oh, man. I feel I didn't play up to my standard. I truly feel that way. I feel like I would have just played better. I feel like if I would have just played better, I would have been able to give the team a chance. I mean, can you talk about Captain Obvious, honestly? What? Duh. If Sam Darnold played better, they would have had a chance? Yes. Yeah. I got to stop. We got to stop because I'm about to go off on him. This is crazy. Sam Darnold, folks. Seahawks, you got a good one. Give it up for the Seahawks. Give it up for the Seahawks, folks. Well done. All right, we got to go, folks. This is crazy. Sam Darnold, we should not have opened that. We should not have opened that article at all. Delusional Sam Darnold, Captain Obvious. All right, we're out of here. We're gone. Folks, I really appreciate y'all watching, tuning in, and listening. We're back tomorrow for the day show. We'll try to avoid any Sam Darnold topics. We'll try. We'll try. All right, get a great start to your Friday. We got the weekend coming up. We got UFC on tomorrow. That's going to be our daily $100 bet. So watch out for that in the Discord. We'll probably watch the prelims live on the night show as well, gearing up for it. So be on the lookout for that. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. Have a great weekend, and I hope to see y'all in the meantime. All right, take it easy, folks. I appreciate y'all.